Saturday, January 17th, and you are watching You Don't Watch Sports right here on the Feo Grande YouTube network. I am Bill Smith, and I am joined, as always, by the man, the myth, the legend, Feo Grande himself, Omari Ellis. Omari, how was your sports week?
You know what? A little bit of a mixed bag, the Panthers lost, but I did have ways to have enjoyment out of the weekend nonetheless.
Absolutely. Yeah. The Panthers lost, and you can see that reaction live as it's happening on the brand new episode of Whatever We Want here on the Feo Grande YouTube network. That's right, they're back. Whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want, it's going to happen. Episode 2, cross our fingers.
It'd be that way.
Let's jump right into topic number 1, Omari, because we're going to cover 3 topics just to sprinkle that little bit of sports information into casual conversation as we are guiding light through the sea that is sports talk. Topic number 1 is the NFL.
That is right. And after going 4-2 on my picks last week, I'm about 153-90 1 on the season. Still haven't broke 100 wrong picks for the whole season, so that's cool. But last weekend was a bit crazy. There were some good things, some bad things, some sad things. George Kittle injured for the postseason. Likely, I think they said it was an Achilles. The one of the worst things you want something to happen. The 49ers team gets more and more injured, but not before they take down the reigning, defending, undisputed Super Bowl champions. Well, I have a dispute for you. Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, and the 49ers take down the Eagles last Saturday. Also, games that happened. The Patriots beat the Chargers about how people would have expected. The Bills beat the Jaguars in a close game where Josh Allen gets beat up throughout the game, but perseveres and carries that Bills team to victory over the Jaguars. And then there was, like I mentioned, the humiliating defeat. Panthers losing to the Rams.
Humiliating
people
defeat.
Thought, ever so slightly.
Down to the last minute of the game.
I'm pretty sure we threw an interception on the last drive or something.
But good. Like, isn't humiliating defeat reserved for like 40-3?
There's varying levels of humiliation. Like, this would be the third show I've mentioned this. All defeats are slightly humiliating. That's why admitting you lost is called showing humility. You've been humiliated. You're now capable of showing humility.
Anyway. Well, it's not just admitting you lost, right? Like, it's humility is more complex than admitting you're lost. Admitting you lost can be a component to humility, but I could say, yeah, you beat me, but...
And you've been humbled. You've been humiliated. You've been, these kind of things by losing.
Like you said, this is now the third show where you've been pushed on this topic, so I won't go further. What do we got coming for this weekend?
But this weekend, this weekend we got those Bills taking on the Broncos. Up there in Denver, they were the 1 seed. We got all our games this weekend are between 1s and 5s and 2 and 6s. No 3 or 4 seeds left or anything like that. But the Bills and Broncos take on each other today at 4:30. Later tonight at 8, those 49ers take on the Seahawks. It looks like the 1 seeds that had the week off last week have to play on Saturday this week to make up for that, as opposed to getting a whole extra day off with the Sunday for the people who had to play last week. And those people include the Texans and the Patriots. By the way, I got the Bills over the Broncos, and I may have to change this to Niners over Seahawks because it looks like Darnold is questionable. So if Darnold's questionable on the Seahawks, it's going to be real interesting up there. So and
be a crazy story for the Niners and Purdy if they continue to push forward after all of these injuries this year.
I'm a Brock Purdy fan anyway, just because I think it's hilarious that he's a Mr. Irrelevant that has been to a Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure, and is still playing like this is not how the last pick of the draft should be playing.
Right.
So I like that. That's like an underdog movie story just in the making forever. Meanwhile, I am rooting for the Texans to take down Drake the Schedule May and the Patriots. I didn't come up with that name. I saw someone else talking about it. They say it to like kind of brag because that's all people talk about is how easy their schedule was this season. But I also hate the Patriots. I don't care how hard their schedule was this season. I'd still be rooting against them. Screw that team.
Uh-huh.
Let's
Hmm.
go Texans over the Patriots, and then we got the Fighting Cronkies versus not the team people thought would be here, except for me. You know why? Because I had my tray table up and my seat back in the full upright position. No, Albuquerque reference. Anyway, no, the Bears beat the Packers last week for the first time since World War II in the playoffs. That's crazy.
Yeah.
1941 was the last time the Bears beat the Packers in the playoffs. And we get it revealed that Ben Johnson is the kind of coach that team has needed, the kind of coach that fucking hates the Packers as much as the Bears fans do, as much as the city does. Literally, F the Packers. I ain't actually shaking your hand. I didn't realize he said at his press conference, like, I can't wait to beat Matt LaFleur twice a year. No, he don't like them Packers. So the Bears got them a coach, and it looks like they got them a quarterback. I wish he would play the whole game and not just the fourth quarter. But Caleb Williams showed out, helped clutch out that game on Saturday. Packers fans sad for once in their life. And the Bears move on. Now this week it's the Bears versus the Fighting Cronkies, and ain't no way I'm rooting for the Fighting Cronkies in this scenario. Yeah, I got the Bears. I now I know what I just said, and I am very pessimistic and scared because my worst case scenario can still very much happen. The Rams and Patriots are both still alive. Hopefully, after this weekend, they're not. But
Oh
yeah,
my God. If it's a Rams Patriots Super Bowl.
for like the third time in 5 years or some shit. Yeah.
Oh goodness. All right, Omari. Topic number two, we're gonna stay on the NFL because there have been a fuck ton of head coaching moves going on the second this offseason started. We were just going to circle around all of these empty teams currently, and I wanted to get your thoughts as our resident football expert, casual nonetheless. If you had any thoughts on names and faces that might be good in these locations.
All right.
Uh, the Arizona Cardinals fired Jonathan Gannon.
Yeah.
They are currently looking at Rams offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur, 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Sala, and then of course you have all of our current fired head coaches that are always available to maneuver around.
Yeah. Um, I could see them. They probably need to get the offensive guy, considering like Kyler Murray probably needs all the help he can get if you're still going with him.
Okay.
Um, so they might get him. Robert Saleh, if I remember correctly, is a former Jets coach. I don't know if you want to go, you know,
What's
that's
that
not
phrase?
exactly a good. When you're a jet all the way. And I don't know if that's what you want to do to try to turn your losing franchise around, is to get a jet coach.
All right. The Atlanta Falcons had Raheem Morris. They fired him this year. Currently talking to Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter, former Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel. Before John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh looks like he's finalizing a deal with the New York Giants. To
Okay.
skip ahead to later on in our list. But he has been interviewing with some other places too, as well as a number of other people here. Um, Similar with Arizona, maybe not a name specifically, but what are your like you said, Arizona would probably be thinking offensive minded. Like
Yeah.
what is the
I
direction? What is the mindset, the culture that we need to be looking at for Atlanta?
Right, if I'm honest with you, probably also I'm going to lean offense with a lot of things, but at the same time, looking at this season, I'm pretty sure they recently got a new quarterback, like a young quarterback. So you probably want to get him early with somebody that's going to mesh with him and decide what that identity is going to be. You get that pairing so you can have your like Mahomes and Reed, your, Lamar, John Harbaugh, stuff like that. Um, so I would probably say offense too, because they just drafted somebody I think last year, and they want to go with that with the quarterback. Time to rebuild with your offense and stuff is what I'm saying.
Speaking of Lamar Bahar ball, the Baltimore Ravens let go of John Harbaugh, but Lamar Jackson is still sitting there at QB1. Um, Word on the street is they've been talking to Mike McDaniel a lot.
I like the Mike McDaniel pick because Mike McDaniel got a lot of that kind of mixed kind of offense out of Tua Tagovailoa. And so him with a better version of that in Lamar Jackson, I think we can see something, especially because and with the offensive line that's better than Miami's because Tua got hit a lot. To be fair to Tua, it's hard to throw the ball from your back. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, but I like Mike McDaniel.
All right, this is a tough one. We have the Cleveland Browns. They have let go of Kevin Stefanski. Um, I don't know if you saw that stat, but Shador Sanders ended up ending the season with one of the worst qualified QBRs literally in history. Um, who do you think has the cojones to come in and right this ship? Or do you think it's what the internet really wants to have happen? The
I'm
media
assuming that
circus of the
I'm
NFL
assuming
wants to have
I'm
happen.
assuming the internet and the media circus wants Prime to go
I
there, Coach.
mean, this is going to happen for the rest of Shador's career. Every time his coach is vacant, every time
Yeah,
that seat is empty,
people are gonna wonder about Prime
the
going to
casual
go
world at
coach.
large in specific. I mean, and you don't think the NFL
Oh,
wants
that's
the
a
media circus that would be
yeah, that would be a media circus. Every press conference is a in sound bite from we get 16 sound bites from Dion a year, minimum. And stuff like that. Now I want that to happen. I don't know. I don't know who else could. I don't even know if he'd be able to fix
current
it. In all honesty, but I'd be down.
currently officially they are talking to Mike McDaniel as well. They are talking
Mike
to Todd
McDaniel.
Monken, the offensive coordinator for the Ravens, and they are talking to the defensive coordinator for the Seahawks, offensive coordinator for the Bengals, as well as their own offensive and defensive coordinators, Jim Shorts
Yeah,
and Tommy Reese.
definitely wouldn't go with your own. Um, what? After the season, yeah, no, I wouldn't go with your own in this case. But
Maybe that's just a
I'd say,
formality.
yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Like when if I'm speaking my own opinion about these things, that my own uneducated, casual opinions, I'm like, no, after the season we just had, why would I go with either one of y'all? I'll go with somebody else. I'm rooting for Prime, but I don't care. I don't see anybody fixing that in a year. Unless. Because Stefanski, I think, is on record not liking Shador. Maybe not on record, but is highly noted that he seemed to not be behind Shador at all. And there
Hmm.
were still those games where he made weird choices with Shador as well, where it's like, well, here's a chance for Shador to get the redemption. Nah, sit down. You go out there,
Uh-huh.
play like shit. Mhm. It's like so. It's like we'll see what happens. Hopefully, whoever he gets meshes with them, believes in them, like other coaches that I've mentioned in the past, and we get to see what he's actually about. That's all I'm hoping.
All right. The Las Vegas Raiders, in a surprising move, fired sure to be Hall of Fame coach Pete Carroll. And we got to replace him. They have been talking to Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter, Panthers defensive coordinator Ejiro Evero, as well as Kevin Stefanski, and Chiefs offensive coordinator, Broncos quarterback coach
You know what?
Davis
Send the
Webb.
Vasky over there. I don't care. Let us keep our defensive guy, please. We
Do you like him, Evero, or do you like how your defense
I like the
performs?
fact yeah, I like the fact that we made it to the playoffs this year, and I don't want to blow up
You don't want
the
to change
coaching
anything, really.
squad. I'd rather like get whatever pieces we need on the field and stuff. It looks like if the coaching squad can get us to the playoffs, they deserve to stay. That's all I'm saying.
hmm
And I
hmm
do kind of like our defense. I'm not gonna lie.
Uh,
It could be better, but I like it.
Dolphins let go of Mike McDaniel, as we discussed earlier, and it looks like they are thinking to go to turn and go a more defensive minded approach at the helm.
Ooh.
They are talking to the 49ers defensive coordinator, the Chargers defensive coordinator, the Packers defensive coordinator, as well as Stefanski, the former Browns head coach.
I could see the defensive route working for them or why they would want to go more defensive minded because the Patriots have an offense again, because the Bills are heavily as offensive, and just for, some fun weeks against the Jets. It's just like, hey, go out there and get your stats up, defense. No, the I don't want Stefanski to go there because I like the Dolphins and I don't like Stefanski as a coach. I need to be proven wrong if you coach the Browns or Jets and they have a Browns or Jets season. I need you to coach somewhere else and be like, yeah, before I'm like, yeah, I want that on a team I kind of root for every once in a while.
As we discussed earlier, John Harbaugh looks like he is finalizing a deal with the New York Giants, so we're going to hop over them. We have the Tennessee Titans, previous head coach Brian Callahan. They are talking to, looks like they are going to. They are also a little bit more defensive minded. A lot of similar names to the last team, as well as the Colts defensive coordinator, the Chiefs defensive coordinator, and then once again Kevin Stefanski getting another interview.
Hey, some people like them some Kevin Stefanski. I okay, good for them. Um, I just don't want him on the Dolphins. Or actually,
Uh,
I haven't asked my Dolphins friend.
all right, Omar. What I feel like is the big hire because this franchise is known for picking a guy
Yeah,
and not moving from that guy for like giving
they've
the
only had four.
whoever gets this hire is getting a decade
Yes,
based on the pattern
minimum.
minimum. Yeah.
Yeah, they've had four coaches
It's crazy. It's
in
crazy.
history.
They're one of the oldest NFL franchises.
Yes.
It's crazy. So we have the Rams passing game coordinator is going to be interviewed. Chris Shula, the Rams defensive coordinator. You have the Dolphins defensive coordinator. You have the Vikings defensive coordinator. Chargers defensive coordinator. 49ers offensive coordinator. None of these names necessarily stick out to me. We do have your Panthers defensive coordinator, Ejiro Evero.
Fair.
Chris Shula. I wonder is that the
Is he
learning?
related to Don Shula?
Yeah, is that learning tree of Don Shula?
Or like family or something? Because they might go with that kind of pedigree depending on how young or good he is. Because I'm thinking about it too. I'm like, whoever gets this is going to have, um, they're going to have a job pretty much for the next 10 to 20 years because the Steelers don't change from their coaches and they just end up lucking out and getting success anyway. But I mean, to be fair, like, yeah, yeah, people can make fun of all the 8 and 9s and all of that stuff that he had, or the 9 and 8s. Sorry, he didn't have a losing record, but they can make fun of like the mediocrity aspect. He still got a Super Bowl out of him, and I believe he went to another one. Like, great coach. But that said, I don't know if how many places he was before he was at the Steelers, because they might just grab someone that we're not expecting like at all and
Right.
just have him be like the next Tomlin. Like, yeah, he's a young dude. We got faith in him. He clearly knows what he's talking about. Check this out. Oh, look, he's great. Oh, well, Pittsburgh, homie. Some cities just get it like that, you know. And if your city's known for one thing, you're probably gonna still be known for those things. New England gets quarterbacks out of the blue. Um, G- Green Bay, it's also Green Bay, New England are quarterbacks. They always have good quarterbacks. It don't matter about anything else. The Steelers, it's coaches. They always look into those 20-year, 10-year with good amount of success coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Also to note, the Atlanta Falcons and the Miami Dolphins also have to hire a new GM. So
yeah, I
it
don't
is
know any
just
GM names.
it is crazy leadership movement going on in the NFL this offseason, and it's technically still not over. Dominoes still could be falling.
By the way, I kept mentioning when you're a Jet all the way. How the hell does the Jets guy still have his job? They had no interceptions all season, Bill, or something like that. Like, do you realize how bad your defense has to be? Like, I don't want to crap on the Jets, but this season, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? Like, as someone who roots for bad teams, no, no, do something. Fix that.
All right, Omari, for topic number three, a quick check in on the MLB because we had a very hot free agent week, and I am going to tell the story in the form of four men.
Okay.
First, we're going to jump to the end of the list with a man named Cody Bellinger, who started the offseason at a certain level in a mid-tier category with a lot of suitors and became self-inflated a little bit. Put a price tag on himself vocally in the public that was like, I'm looking for this.
Oh,
Y'all thought I
bold
was
strategy,
here.
Patton.
I'm up here. And then there was a lot of media reports of like, oh, teams didn't like that. Cody Bellinger is blah 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 blah. At the end of last weekend, started this week. My man Alex Bregman, third baseman, not necessarily Cody Bellinger is an outfielder,
Okay.
but quite similar on an offensive level. Alex Bregman signed a contract with the Chicago Cubs for 5 years, $175 million a year, making him a $35 million a year player.
Okay.
Exactly, almost peg on the nail what Cody Bellinger was saying that he was going to get. And that Alex Bregman contract, that confirmation from the Cubs cemented a asking price this offseason that has skyrocketed the average player contract value. Um, you had so many people in on the Cody Bellinger interest because they thought they were getting a good valued like mid-tier contract. They like that's the pick of the off season of like I can get that guy at what my bosses consider a value and he will overperform his contract kind of thing. And then the world was like, no, we're
Yeah.
escalating this year. So the
Inflation, homie.
Dodgers looked at that scenario happening and said, well, if you're going to make us pay $35 million a year, for mid-tier for mid-tier outfield, well, fuck it. We're just going to go get the best outfielder on the market. And we are going to pay him 4 years, $240 million, making him a $60 million a year player. Because Cody Bellinger and Alex Bregman are claiming to reset the mid-tier market into the 30s and high 30s, which was traditionally 5, 10 years ago that was high
That
tier
was a
market.
high tier.
So now these 30, what would be a 30 mil a year player 5 years ago,
It is a 60 mil.
has become a $60 million a year player, and it was bought by the Los Angeles Dodgers, the back-to-back World Series winners, the super team, have just acquired the best player available in free agency. Um, and so now that that market has been set, the just everything immediately started falling. Bo Bichette has taken a deal with the New York Mets for 3 years, $126 million, making
Wasn't
him
he
an
what
average.
was he on one of the World Series
He
teams?
was on the Toronto Blue Jays.
Okay. Oh, so damn,
Uh,
they get
um,
weaker too after that.
yes.
Mm.
So he takes that contract, making him an average of a $42 million a year player. And so now Cody Bellinger is sitting there with nobody else left on the market, exactly in the position that he told everyone he was going to be in at the start of the offseason. Probably even going to make more than what he declared that his value was at the
Thanks a
start of
lot,
this offseason.
Cubs. You said it was Bregman signing with the Cubs that did all this, right?
Bregman with the Cubs is what started all of this.
Well,
Because
thanks a lot,
well, at least
Cubs.
based on the reports, because the reports pre Alex, everything that was coming out from Los Angeles Dodgers world, because if you recall, they have already gotten the best bullpen pitcher on the market. They had their one weakness, which was their bullpen. And right at the start of the offseason, it took them like 5 days. And they were like, that guy, the best closer in baseball, him.
Okay.
We're taking him.
We,
And
we,
they
we,
got
we,
him.
we we talk about a weak bullpen, but they got that. What was it? Yamamoto? That the dude's name?
Yamamoto.
The guy that the World Series MVP
Well,
closer dude?
that's why we
That's
say
a
that
weak bullpen.
that's why we say that the Dodgers have a weak bullpen, because the entire playoff bullpen was their starters. They used their starters in their bullpen,
Oh,
which technically
Yamamoto's usually a starter. Okay, because
that's why it
I'm
was
like, if Yamamoto is them with a weak bullpen, I don't want to see them with the strong one.
that's why it was even a more freak thing, is because he's a
Gotcha.
starter who's only supposed to pitch every 5 days. Like classically,
Yeah.
they're like shut down. They're not even moving their arm the day after they pitch. And he was going out there and throwing another 50 pitches kind of thing. Um, so yeah, it's a scary world out there, but it's also a cool world. Like you're not gonna. I think I've had this discussion before already, because the Dodgers have been so good for so long now. But I am not one of these people who is like, oh, I can't believe that this is unfair, and like, no, they are doing everything well. Like everything I would dream of my team doing, they are doing. I can't fault them for that.
Yeah, it's not like it's a Boston team. I'm fine with it.
And
I'm
there's
just
a
being
part of
honest.
me,
If it was
there's a
the
part
Red
of me
Sox
that just
doing this,
wants to
I'd be very
see
upset.
greatness.
Yeah, same. I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm just happy that it's
Yeah.
not on Boston. Because, yes, I'm not gonna
We
be a
all
hypocrite.
understand, Omari. We all understand
No, I don't want
what you're
people.
saying.
I don't want people being like, keep that same energy with Boston Cubs. I won't. I'm not keeping that same energy with Boston. If Boston was the team doing this, I'd be very pissed off. But I'd be more pissed off that more teams weren't doing it. Like you said, I like the idea of no salary cap as long as everybody does it. Don't just Yankees. Don't just let, oh, this is the one team smart enough to do this in this time period. Or this is the one team smart enough to do it in this time period. More teams do it. There's no cap. Give the money. If you start winning, your stadium gets full more because the fans know they're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
When
And
you
it's
suck,
and it
they know
is
they're going to
not
be miserable.
and it is not just that they are going out and putting the highest price tag on every player they want. They are doing that, but they are also the smartest at drafting young players that literally any one of the 32 teams in the league could do. They are the best at hitting the lotteries that are drafts. They are the best team at reinvesting into their players, into like their facility. They won their World Series not this past year, but last year, and they already had one of the most state of the art. All the play, every player in every league is like, oh, if you play in Los Angeles, those like the locker rooms are the best locker rooms. They won the World Series the first time 2 years ago, and then they put like 3.5 million into player facility renovations, just to be
Yeah.
like, and here's some more stuff for you guys. Oh, you want this brand new super expensive hyper fitness machine, new technology thing? Boom, done. Here you go. Like they do everything well. They do everything the at peak ability. And I as a general sports fan, I just like watching greatness. It is purely greatness what we're watching.
I agree. I agree. That World Series was great.
Yeah.
And for
It's
all
like
for all
if
overpowered as they are, that World Series still had to go to fucking extra innings and dooba dooba doo game seven miracle triple miracle game for them to win. So it's not like, oh, pack it up, league, don't try. Like
mhm.
people made it out to be last year. And it
Yeah.
came down to that.
It's like if the Miami Heat Big Three era also had three players playing at an MVP level that Miami just like plucked out of nowhere, that like just drafted in like the fifth round, and they had three guys that like that's what it's like. It's like yes, they did this, but they also did this. Like they did everything. You can't fault them for just being great. Um, so that's they do have some bonuses. The big market allows them to have their own TV deal, which does allow them a much larger chunk of revenue than some other mid like just small market teams that are just participating in some random Bally or Fox Sports or even they're not even
Yeah.
connected with one of those and they have to stream their games through MLB.com kind of thing. Those teams are not making as much money as the teams that have their own sports network because their team or their city is so big. There is a Los Angeles Dodgers television channel. There's a New York Yankees television channel that gives them a lot more revenue than other teams. Uh, but there's also a lot of rules in place on like the drafting and the trading systems and there's a lot of rules built in place to help those smaller market teams in the areas
Yeah.
that don't require money kind of thing. So
Yeah,
there are
and
balances already in place.
And I jokingly made a shot at the Bear, oh, not the Bears, the Cubs. Like, thanks, Cubs, for messing up the market or whatever. But at the same time, you know what? They can't afford to pay 60 a million years like the Chargers, the fucking Dodgers. But they paid 35. They overpaid for that mid tier, but they got the player that was they felt was going to fucking help their team, however much they had to pay. Like, yeah, they're overpaying, but they got their guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Yeah. And I'm not saying it like just for the whole like if you're a smaller market than the Dodgers or Yankees, like you can still do something to get somebody on that team that's gonna make a difference.
All right, well, that's our three topics today, Omar. We just covered them here on You Don't Watch Sports, just to sprinkle that a little bit of sports information into your casual conversations. We are guiding like to see that as sports talk. If you like to see us talk about other things, we got all kinds of stuff here on the Feo Grande YouTube network, mock draft. You Don't Watch Sports. This guy hasn't seen, and now coming back, whatever we want. We're hitting you all the days of the week. Omari, what else can they find you on the internet?
You can also find me on Twitter and Twitch at Giotavi. That is Giotavi. Come on in. Stop on by. Yeah. Streaming Earth Day 240. You know what that means. Well, Bill, thank you so much. You got anything else you want to say to the folks?
No.
Nope. All right. Well, we will see y'all next week. Adios.